Hi, this is Marg, the Coaching Godmother, www.thecoachinggodmother.com, and I'd like to talk to you a little bit on this video about a particular behavioural type. Now, as you may or may not know, there are 4 different behaviours, and I class them into 4 colours. So we have red, yellow, green and blue. And on this little video, I'd like to talk to you about the red behaviours. Now, just know that everyone fits and is more dominant in one of the colours. We all have a little bit of the other colours in us, but we are more dominant in one colour. So most of our behaviours and our learning style come from that colour group. So let's talk about our red personalities. Now, first of all, they are only 15% of the population. So just remember that red, the other 85% of the population don't always get you. So we have 15%. So who are the reds? Okay, so the reds are the directors in life. So these are the goal setters. These are the goal getters. These are the people who set themselves targets and they're already out there doing it before the rest of us are even thinking how we're going to do it. They are very driven to goals because they're very driven to success. They don't take no for an answer. To them, that's just another word on the way to somebody saying yes. They're not offended by that. They're not offended by what people say because they're really just interested in those goals, what they can do, how they can succeed, how they might be able to change something so it fits better with them, and how they're moving on and doing things. So goal getters are tough. They're dynamic people. They're very courageous. They'll have a go at everything. They're not frightened to do anything. They're not frightened of confrontation. In fact, they're the directors. They would generally be our managers or our CEOs of companies because those type of people just need to get stuff done. So you would hire obviously someone with a red personality because they're the ones that are the doers. These are the people who get the corner office. These are the ones who step up to staff in the workplace. They have no problem doing that and they're just always moving forward. And I'm sure some of you know people like that in your workplace. You tend to look around, they're always moving quickly from one thing to another while you're thinking, gosh, I'm in a bit of a spin and they're already, moving well ahead of me. So we all know red personalities, we all know red behavioural types and red learning types. So what are some of the other things about red people? Actually, they tend to be a little bit bossy. We've got to look at also the things that other people see in them. Now, whilst in a red person's mind, their behaviour is normal, it uses no special energy, no extra energy. They feel very comfortable there in that red space. Just remember there's only 15% of red people. So the other 85% of people don't always understand them. And some days they can come across in a not so nice way. So often red people can come across to other behaviors as being bossy, as being rude, non-caring, disrespectful. In the mind of a red person, that's not who they are. But like I say, on a day that they're having a bad day, they can be perceived by others as being like that. So reds need to understand that while we all need a bit of red in us, because we do need to get stuff done, if you're a high red, if you're that kind of person that I've just described, if you want to deal with people, you need to understand that you need to soften yourself down a little bit and deal with people differently. You cannot change the behaviors of other people. You cannot change the fact that other people seem slow to you, boring to you, annoying to you, getting in your way. You can't change that. That's their fabulous behavior and learning style. So you just need to understand if you want to have better relationships either in your workplace or in your relationship, that you need to deal with people differently. And remember, they don't look at the world the same way you do. They get offended. Some of them are a more emotional learning and behavioural style than you are. So just understand that, Reds, that whilst you're busy getting on out there doing, pointing fingers and making people get stuff done, that you also need to soften yourself down when you come to dealing with the other behavioral types and personalities. And I'm going to be going through and explaining the other three colors, so the yellow, the green, and the blue as well. So whilst you're listening to this Red, look for the other color behavioral presentations that I'm doing. Look at the kind of styles that they have. Look at the way that they see the world compared to you. And you'll be able to pinpoint people in your workplace who are different than you. And you then need to think, okay, if I want to get a better result, I need to deal with these people differently. Like I say, you're always going to have your go-get-em, goal-setting, goal-focused, kind of a way. And that's fantastic, because a lot of people would like more of that in their life, I can assure you. But when you're dealing with people, you need to soften yourself a little. If you want to have great relationships with people, like I say, your behavior at home or in the workplace, you need to soften down what you do. You need to deal with people differently. Continue with what you do, but yeah, just remember you need to deal with them differently, and you'll create a better workplace, a better home environment, where you're actually softening down to the way other people behave as well. So Reds, we love you. You don't take no for an answer. You keep going. You're not offended. You're good with confrontation. You're just out there doing it. So well done you. You make great real estate agents, because you don't take no, you just move on from one person to the next. Like I say, no is not a word that bothers you. It just means there's somebody else out there waiting. So you just continue to keep asking the question until you get a yes. Like I say, that's the way you are. You're driven, you're highly productive, and you're very necessary in the workplace for that kind of person who gets that kind of job done. So we love you, Red. We respect what you do. We look forward to meeting you in the workplace. I am Margaret Smith, the Coaching Godmother, www.thecoachinggodmother.com, and I just tell it like it is.